Tatiana Maslany and Mark Ruffalo Hulk out in the premiere episode of She-Hulk. Attorney at Law, streaming now on Disney+. She-Hulk, a woman with green skin and superpowers, adopts a yoga pose and smiles at the bigger but equally green Incredible Hulk. She-Hulk. Attorney at Law stars Tatiana Maslany as Jennifer Walters. Chuck Zlotnick Marvel She-Hulk. Attorney at Law is the newest Marvel TV series to hit Disney+. It's also the most broadly comedic entry into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as ambitious lawyer Jen Walters transforms into a super strong green giant to battle bad guys and sexism. In my She-Hulk review for CNET, I noted the show's savagely smart streak, but I couldn't help feeling it lacks the delicious chicanery of a proper legal drama, the rousing action of a sci-fi show, or the heart of even other Marvel shows. Now that episode 1 is streaming on Disney+, what are your first impressions? Here's our recap of the series' premiere episode and post-credit scene, exploring themes and Easter eggs, mystery spaceships and Captain America's love life. Episode 2 follows on August 25th, and every Thursday, here's the full She-Hulk episode release date schedule. Lots of spoilers to follow. Lawyer show. The series stars Tatiana Maslany, previously seen in the award-winning sci-fi show Orphan Black, HBO's Perry Mason, and the Broadway show Network. She opens the show delivering a speech about how people who benefit from power also bear a certain responsibility. I'm sure there's a shorter way of saying that, delivered directly to the audience. As the camera zooms out past law books and a Ruth Bader Ginsburg bobblehead, the speech is clearly intended to lay out the show's manifesto, adding nuance to Spider-Man's famous maxim, "With great power comes great responsibility." Whether this mission statement will be fulfilled in the series remains to be seen. To be honest, Jen Walters is a lawyer practicing a closing argument for a court case, and that ain't a high bar for sincerity. Does she actually believe this stuff? I hope so, because she's the hero. Jen again addresses the camera at the end of the scene, establishing the first of the show's signature fourth wall breaks as she talks directly to the viewer. Chronologically, the first fourth wall break actually comes later in the episode and earns a double take from both Bruce and Jen, a reaction that's pure Fleabag. Perhaps there's more to the audience chats than just simple one-liners. She-Hulk's origin story: we first meet Jen when she's already She-Hulk and then flash back to the moment she got powers. That denies us from spending much time with Jen before powers. Yes, the Cheetos with chopstick thing and her Steve Rogers theory are fun, but what do these cute details tell us about our lead character? If we don't get any sense of who she was before, it's hard to empathize with how the arrival of superpowers rocks her world. For example, Jen later calls the Avengers a secret government contractor squad. Imagine if she was staunchly anti-superhero before gaining powers. What a predicament that would be anyway. We're off on a road trip with cousin Bruce, aka Bruce Banner, aka the Incredible Hulk. His arm is in a sling since donning the Infinity Gauntlet in Avengers Endgame and messing up his hand in the process of undoing Thanos' finger snap. Banner was seen wearing She-Hulk Smash. The patriarchy. Jen awakens in a mariachi-themed cabana bunker decorated with Iron Man's smashed helmet. It turns out that while Bruce has foisted Hulkness onto Jen, she healed his gauntlet-withered arm in return. That hardly seems fair, but then it wouldn't be the first relationship where the woman gives more than the guy. I'm not reaching for subtext there, by the way. During the training montage in which we learn more about Jen's abilities, the themes of the series also crystallize. The series has a lot to say about being a woman, and particularly a woman in the public eye. The power fantasy of the superhero genre is often said to appeal to kids because it's about becoming bigger and stronger and claiming control of the world. The Hulk story intriguingly complicates this fantasy by explicitly linking physical strength and violence with fear, rage and pain. By placing Bruce next to Jen, She-Hulk makes this inarticulate raging strength an explicitly male thing and contrasts it with a female experience. Bruce tells Jen that the Hulk is triggered by anger and fear. Jen replies that's the baseline of everyday emotion for any woman. The episode is even called A Normal Amount of Rage. Boom, that's She-Hulk's real origin story. When people start seeing you as a monster, Bruce also warns Jen, that never goes away. Given the series deals with a woman being reluctantly thrust into fame, this line resonates with many women who have been treated viciously for daring to live their lives in the public eye. Women like Britney Spears, Monica Lewinsky and Pamela Anderson were branded and castigated for their behavior, often via grotesque double standards, but have been vindicated in recent years. I'm always angry. Remember when Mark Ruffalo first played the Hulk in the Avengers? One of the moments that sealed this perfect casting was when he revealed his tragic secret. That he was always angry. And yet, have we ever actually seen Ruffalo's Banner display much worse than rumpled melancholy? It's intriguing to see whether the arrival of a fellow Hulk brings out the conflict in Banner. We see a glimpse of this when Bruce smacks Jen off a cliff in a fit of jealousy, but I think that's meant to be funny, perhaps calling back to the puny god gag when he swatted Loki in the Avengers. The argument between Jen and Bruce is basically a build-up to the obligatory fight scene. Anyway, I sure hope that conflict in Ruffalo's Banner gets developed in later episodes.